Good evening everybody, welcome to Velocity Racing League's V8 Supercars Championship. We're at round number 5 now. This is race 7 of the championship at the Bend Motorsport Park on the West Circuit tonight. We are just about to get underway with the first race. You join us about 40 seconds from the lights going out. We'll quickly run through the top 10 in the order. So Deep Morath, Chris Refalo, Nick Mello, Nicholas Gregg, Jack Meredith, Jack Callister, Riley Smith, Nash Murdock, Joshua Hill and Chris Viss are the top 10 on the grid right now. Chris Refalo is our championship leader, as he has been for quite a few races now. And we're almost ready to kick it off. So lights coming on now. And we're away. So round 5 at the Bend is go. There's a bit of a kerfuffle at the back. I don't think Matty Cowley got away perfectly well. Refalo is appearing to outdrag his teammates towards the first corner, but Ratha's got the inside line. They touch the two Nissans at the front. Meanwhile, there's two other teammate battles going on with the Project 4 and AVR Team 1 boys going at it too. Looks like Rath has taken the lead of the race. They're 3 wide further back.
We've got someone still in the pits there, Xavier.
We may well do so. Let me double check.
But we've still got Rath in the lead anyway. He's actually putting a second on his teammate there in the HKS livery. Looks very good.
So what's happening a bit further back? We've managed to get through the first few corners nice and clean tonight.
He just speared down into the hairpin and just took it straight off the track.
Probably the first for this season.
So Rath comes around the corner to complete the first lap with 15 in this one. Behind him it's Refalo and then Greg, Mello, Meredith. Look at how wide this straight is and how much opportunity there is for passing into this first corner. There goes Donnelly up the inside of Caldwell. He's got him down through into turn 1 and that's for 10th position. Meanwhile, going wide was Chris Viss. It looked like Callister was going to have a look up the inside for 8th position. Callister has, where did he start? He started 6th, so he's dropped a few positions already. Justin Oates is here tonight, he's in 19th. And there's a car off wide, that's Caleb Pearson, and there's another car off wide, and that is Nick Goonan, I believe. We saw that many a time during the actual Supercars races.
So I think Rath and Refalo will start to pull away from the pack here. You see that lead start to grow.
We shall see. We'll bring up the intervals here. So still 8/10. So Nicholas Gregg holding fairly firm in behind Refalo as Rath comes across the line. He sets the fastest lap in the race of a 1:18.148. Of course, he's the first one to cross the line. Yes, I know I'm late, sorry. We've had some problems getting here off to the start. Here's a side-by-side battle between Callister and Viss. They've touched a tiny bit as they come down into turn number 6. This is another big braking point and another chance for overtaking. Now the drivers have been reminded to stay on the inside of that white line as Jack Callister is exhibiting perfectly what not to do, although he is in the middle of a battle, to be fair to him, and he's lost out on that one. 9th position for him. He's got Donnelly not far behind. Caldwell is side by side with Donnelly as the two Trust Performance Technology Mustangs do different battles, both on the inside. He's going defensive on Callister there. Caldwell slips past Donnelly, and Donnelly's going to have a look back, and the Falcon overtakes the Mustang there into the top 10. Now he goes very defensive. Going to have to leave him just a tiny bit of space on the inside. Squeezes him all the way out. And now moves back towards the racing line.
That'll be a good battle between them two today.
So Caldwell made a little bit of contact with Turner, had a slight overlap on him, and ended up in the wall on the left-hand side as he was coming back across. So he's dropped a few positions there. That's a car spinning off as well. So that was Williams. He's ended up well wide off into the fence down there. Down to 20th position. Caldwell's lost about 6 positions off the back of that, and will probably lose more since he is I imagine got a fair bit of damage now.
You'll think so. Just looking in the Twitch chat at the moment, we're going to shout out to the Chook gang at Lanza's. Chicken is in the fridge apparently, so that's good.
This Twitch chat. The Twitch chat and the YouTube chat are two very different things.
Yeah, so 6 viewers at the moment on Twitch, just down to 5, so
6 on Twitch, we got 8 on YouTube. Decent. Thus far.
not too bad.
Now that's Wrath going a little bit wide there. Obviously Refalo won't want to do anything too brash to get past his teammate.
No.
And Nicholas Gregg is still holding on. So doing very well there, the Project 4 Holden car. Just to stay in there. They're actually starting to pull a gap, those 3 on Nick Mello. Meredith behind, then it's Murdock, Smith, Callister, Viss and Turner. Turner inside the top 10. There's a bit of argy-bargy between Super and Donnelly, and this gives me the perfect opportunity to bring up the Supercam. There he is.
Supercam.
So he's turned on his webcam, there he is in the corner. As you can see, Spivey's also slipped past into 12th position. Around the outside, that's a car off, that's Meredith. So Meredith has had a massive off and he's all the way down the field. Greg is making a move on Chris Refalo. He's trying to hang it round the outside through the second corner. Has he got it? Has he got it? They're still side by side. If he can just squeeze him out of the way here, he has, and then Greg's gone defensive on the inside. He may well have this position. No, he's not. So Refalo, late breaker. Oh, so tight through there. Trying to stay on the inside.
Wrath will be more than happy for them to continue fighting that out.
Absolutely, and here comes Nick Mello to join in the battle. It's like, move over teammate, I'm going to grab him instead. Yeah, Wrath's pulled about a 2-second lead now. Our new commentators for this evening.
My name's Cruz. I was racing, but not racing this week. I've got a broken leg, so.
Oh, that's shit.
A little bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
So chasing my dog out onto the road, it got hit by a car, unfortunately. But I tripped and also broke my leg, so. It was a bad day, but anyway, still here to commentate. Hopefully we can put on a good show for all the viewers tonight.
He's hoping for a speedy recovery.
Hmm.
Back racing soon.
Hopefully.
There's a big wiggle for Nicholas Gregg there as he came out of turn number 6. 3-7, like I said, very grip limited through there. U Smith, I think, Caden Smith. So let's just continue on. Here comes Nick Mello down the inside. He's up in the 3rd position. Nash Murdock's out of the race from 6th position. There's a fairly decent storm coming through southeast Melbourne at the moment. Maybe that's got something to do with it. But anyway, he is dropping down the field out of the race from 5th position, which was going to be one of his best results if he stayed there.
Very unfortunate for Murdock. And do we have any sponsors today, Xavier? Is there any sponsors you can give a shout out to, or?
Not really.
Not yet.
My mate's got the Big Swing No Ding podcast, which is a cricket podcast, which I suppose good to give a shout out to. All I really want to give a shout out to is following the Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah, that's right. So if anyone in the Twitch chat, maybe give it a follow. Same as YouTube. Make sure you give it a follow and a like.
So
show your support.
We're up to 51 Twitch followers at the moment, which is enough for affiliate status. We've just got to do a bit of phony streaming to get the hours up.
Yeah.
So you'll see a few more streams throughout the week. No worries about that. Refalo, Mello, Greg, as Rath continues to pull a lead, he's now at 4.3 seconds. I just realised I had a replay lined up, but I haven't really had a chance to do so because these cars are too close and I really don't want to miss anything as they come down towards the front straight.
Thank you for the follow there, Woodskep1. Looks like the chat has slowed down a bit. Maybe them Woodstocks are starting to kick in, I think. The typing slowed down.
Has Charles got blue flags?
Really impressed how clean today's been so far.
Charles got blue flags. He's lapped
Nice
down.
clean racing here at the Bend. Good weather for it.
At least
There is a few locals I know that are racing from SA. May have even been to the track in person, so maybe a bit of an advantage.
Well, he's trying to race me for position.
Now Cal is trying to get back onto the circuit. This is a problem with the pit exit here, is that it's kind of just merges onto the racing line and everyone's got to swoop around him.
Ooh, that Patronus car nearly sideways on that straight. Who's driving that? Oh, Justin Oates. Gee, he got some strong hands, that boy.
Super probably had the hardest time there. You can't quite see past another car. Coming down there and all of a sudden there's one that's just trying their best to get back on at a much slower speed. Back onto the main straight then. Nicholas Greg looks fairly close. He's in the slipstream. Thinking about a move. Decides to hang back just a little bit longer.
How's that gap to Refalo there? Rath's just showing his professional speed that he's got.
Now this is Max Spivey, who slid off at the second last corner. He was in a battle for 11th position with Caleb Pearson. Car pitting, Matt Caldwell. Oh, he had damage before, didn't he? So maybe to fix some of that. There goes Josh Hill, who I've just realised isn't showing up on the leaderboard. He is... He's 21st. It's a bit unusual. Now look at these three. Nose to tail. Going for a move is Nick Mello. They're side by side. Rubbing doors. Down to the last corner. Both absolutely sending it through there. Managed to get away fairly cleanly. And now look at Nicholas Gregg. He's coming up on the outside as well. Turner's gone off in the meantime.
Greg will love a sniff in this condition here. Refalo and Mallow there competing. Greg's going to swoop this up. Oh.
He's up the inside. Has to be mindful of two different cars. Mello goes round.
Oh.
He spun it. It did look like there was a little bit of contact, but I couldn't quite figure out where and how. So he's lost another position. Riley Smith is getting into the battle as well in his new chicken flavoured Smith's car.
Surely that will be reviewed. I'm not sure if there's anything intentional, but everything gets reviewed these races, so.
Yeah, we'll for sure keep an eye on all of that. That's Cowley off on the side of the road, by the way, in the Hog's Breath Nissan. Just quickly take a look and see if there was actually anything in it.
Possibly turning under braking. Not sure.
Seemed to go very suddenly, didn't it? Back live now, and you can see cars running off very wide into there. At least you haven't got the dust cloud that's usually there in real life.
That's right.
Refalo pulling a bit more of a gap now. As these three, this is going to be the next big battle, I think. Only 3 to go.
And we've got, just a couple to go. So it sits currently Rath, Refalo, Gregg, Smith, Mallow, Callister, Vasario, Donnelly, Pearson and Meredith to take out the top 10. Then we've got Edwards, Spivey, Turner, Goonan, Super, Oates, Williams, Childs, Hill and Caldwell, from what I can see on the leaderboard anyway.
PC is dropping video input, says Nash Murdock. I think his monitor's flickering or something.
Possibly tell him to plug it in.
Sure, I've tried. There goes Mello, a little bit wide. Smith just puts it up the inside. And away. Where is the sub button? It is coming next race. Hopefully. In the meantime, you can head to our Discord server. Do I have a link on the Twitch? Yeah, I think I do. So if you go to the Twitch page and you can hit the Discord link there. And
I'll pop a link in the chat for everyone as well.
Yep. Thank you, mate. Should get a bot to do that. Check out how close these two are. Mello's going to brake late, swing it round the outside. We'll see if he can hang on to it. He's got it thus far. Yes, there we go. So up into 4th place for Nick Mello as the gap's starting to eke out a little bit at the front. Rath is going to come towards the line and he is on his final lap now as these two continue to battle for 4th position. Smith going to look down the inside, last corner. And now he's got a big opportunity, under brakes into the first corner. You get 2 corners where you're on the inside here. After a big swing to the left in the middle of it. Mello try and hangs it around the outside. He'll get a slight advantage into here, you think. And then Smith holds the inside through turn 3. Really allows for those side-by-side battles to continue. And Mello, oh, he's actually, so he's taken it back. He's managed to hold on and wait for the next corner. And he's got it, and just in the mirrors there is Jack Callister back in 6th position. You remember he was a little bit further down the field. Rath, Refalo, Greg, Mello, Smith, Callister, and Viss, Donnelly, Edwards, and Spivey. Who will not see the checkered flag? That is Caleb Pearson, who has disconnected.
It's really unfortunate. Yeah, I knew he put a lot of practice into this race as well.
Rath comes across the line, he's won the first race, and then Refalo's going to come across in 2nd. So the HKS listeners are 1 and 2. Nicholas Gregg rounds out the podium for Project 4 Holden, and 3 and 4 are the 2 Project 4 Holdens, in fact. Greg and Mello. Smith, Callister, Viss, Donnelly, Edwards, Spivey, and Meredith. That's down to 11th position. And you can see this little group here. Childs, who I imagine is going to have to... might be able to get away without letting Meredith pass as they come onto the main straight now. Behind him is Turner, and we haven't actually talked about Turner's new livery here, so why not do it at the very end of the race? There's the BP Ultimate car. Looks very nice indeed.
Looks great, doesn't it? I really like that. BB on the front. Beautiful. And just a little pit manoeuvre to finish it off. That's actually good to see. Yeah, I want to comment on one driver today, and that's Oates. He's actually performed quite well. I've just got him in the bottom of the screen there, Petronas. Yeah, he might not be the fastest, but he does perform well. And he came from back in the pack.
Yeah, he's gone up quite a few positions. I'm happy to acknowledge him as well.
That was a good race.
That's the end of race 1 then. Rath, Refalo, Greg, Mello, Smith, Callister, Viss, and then Paddy Donnelly. Connor Edwards and Max Spivey round out the top 10. Then it's Jack Meredith, Cohen Turner, Super, Oates, Goonan, Williams, Hill, Childs, Caldwell, and then Snooks in 20th. We'll go further afield now. Switch over here. So Caleb Pearson didn't see the checkered flag. Caden Smith and Matty Cowley are behind there as well. And then Nash Murdock DNF'd. Craig Laws and Harrison Caneen. Also did not finish this race. So we'll get underway with race number 2 very shortly. And we'll see you in just a few moments.
Perform myself, so thanks.
Well, I just switched off the desktop audio for that, so
Oh.
I'll just say it
That's
again.
right.
Yeah, so thank you, Cruz. You're going to head off.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Xavier. Yeah, it was great to be a good opportunity. Hopefully I can join in, if I'm not racing, that is. So.
Alright, see you later then.
No worries.
See you. Your night. We'll come back with race 2 very shortly. Welcome back. We have a bit over 3 minutes to go until race number 2 then. So we'll just get a few things out of the way while we've got this little break. Is it true that Oates was out till 4 a.m. this morning at the Revolver in the Melbourne CBD? I don't know, but judging by his driving, it doesn't seem so. If he has been, well, then it makes it all the more impressive. We already have a couple of stewards' reports in before. One for Jack Meredith already. So we'll sort that out shortly. We'll just... what's his name? Curry's just told me that he's just been told that he's been saying my name wrong, which he has, yes. But I wasn't going to mention it then. We'll take a look at the drivers' standings after, well, at least round 4. So they would have changed as the result of round 5. Chris Refalo, Jack Callister, Nicholas Gregg, Deep Marath, Joshua Hill in 5th. He's been always there or thereabouts and has managed to keep it in 5th. Jack Meredith in 6th, Nick Mello, Max Spivey, Chris Viss, Chris Munro, who unfortunately has had to withdraw from the series due to technical issues, Nash Murdock, Nick Goonan, Connor Edwards, Matt Caldwell, Riley Smith, Paddy Donnelly, Gus Super, Noah, who's not here tonight, I'm afraid, Justin Oates, and then Lee Childs. That's the top 20 in the championship. And then the team standings, HKS lead the way there by nearly 200 points over Aussie Brand Racing 1, and who in turn lead it by almost 200 points over Project 4 Holden, who in turn lead it by over 200 points from Aussie Brand Racing 2. And then it's a bit closer from there. So Trust Performance Technologies, Project 4 Nissan, Team Limitless 1, then Nelson, then Ford Performance Racing, and then Sneed's Seed and Feed, HSK Racing, Hungry Jacks Racing, and then Noah and Team Limitless 2. So that's 14 for that one. We'll take a look at the grid for this, the second race for tonight. So Deep Marath is once more on pole position, then Nick Mello in second, Nicholas Gregg in third, Riley Smith sits in fourth, Josh Hill, then Chris Viss, Jack Meredith, Nash Murdock, and then Jack Callister in ninth position, Paddy Donnelly in 10th. Good showing from him. Connor Edwards in 11th, and then Matt Caldwell. The big surprise is Chris Refalo in 13th, then Gus Super 14th, Cohen Turner 15th, Caleb Pearson, then Max Spivey, Justin Oates in 18th. Ronald Williams in 19th and Harrison Cadine in 20th. 21st is Caden Smith. 22nd is Matty Cowley. 23rd is Nick Goonan, and then Craig Laws is 24th.
Is there something wrong? It says I'm behind first and second in front of me.
So lights are just about to come on now then for this race number 8 of the championship. So he gets the best start. We're away at The Bend Motorsport Park. Should also mention Ryan Snooks and Lee Childs are at the back as well. I didn't mention those before. Now it looks like the HKS Nissan has got the better jump. That's Rath there. Mello is in second. Riley Smith looking around the outside. And they're 5 abreast. There's a car up the inside. It's Refalo. He's gone straight down the inside. There's a bunch of cars spinning off. I can see Caldwell. There's a Nissan far off in the distance. That's Pearson. There's another one off, who's Williams, and then Oates. So big accident to kick this race off. Rath now leads the field as we're under safety car conditions at the start of this one. Absolute chaos. Look at all of these cars spinning off. So Super was also involved in that. Both FPV Falcons got caught up in it. And it just happened with Refalo perhaps not being used to starting that far back. Dare I say. Craig Laws is disconnected. Safety car is coming out. on the safety car on lap 1. 36th lap race ahead of us here. I'll take this moment for a quick break and come back very shortly. Thank you to the, what have we got, 18 people watching across Twitch and YouTube, and I assume none on Periscope, so why do we bother? Let's just give Twitter something, I suppose. So there's the safety car. Welcome back. Nash Murdock seems to be out of the race tonight, I'm afraid, and so is Craig Laws. We are Jack Meredith at the very back as well, 24th position for him. I wonder if he's come in for a very early pit stop. Not sure. Rath, Mello and Greg are your top three. We're under safety car conditions after a first lap accident. That was just basically complete chaos. If you want to go and look at it again, there's Refalo kicking it off, running up the inside, ended up in the side of, I believe it was Jack Meredith. That's why he's so far back. Oh, he got another little tag at the very end there from Williams. So, couldn't quite tell who it was. Fastest lap set by Dietmar Rath, which is a 1:58.797. Yes, really. Refalo is into the pits, so is Pearson. You can see it's some early stops coming now. Being the modern purpose-built racetrack it is, this is likely to invite a little bit of deg this place. Now these two will need to slip in behind the rest of the queue as is required by the rules. I wonder if there were drive-through penalties. So hopefully with a bit of luck the safety car will be in on this lap. Yep, there we go. So cheeky peek back, and now we're just about ready to go. Dietmar Rath has got control of the field as they come down towards the penultimate corner on the circuit. He's going to keep waiting, he's waiting, he's waiting, he's waiting, he's waiting, he's waiting. He'll have to go now and away. Back under green flag conditions at the Bend Motorsport Park as the safety car comes in. Rath leads them down towards the first corner. Mello in second, Greg in third. They stay in those positions, but further back there's two default Holdens going side by side, four abreast with Super on the inside, and he's actually been turned around, and there's a couple of other cars around as well. So that is Turner, his new livery. Josh Hill trying to get out of the gravel. Oh no, he's waiting for everyone else to get around, and he's going to flick spin it round and get going. Look at this pack of cars as they come down towards turn number 5 into the turn 6 hairpin, and there's plenty of runoff here, and it's going to narrow up on the exit. We will see what happens here. 3, maybe even 4 abreast further back. There's another car around, and that is Refalo again. So Refalo's had another incident. Turner also around again. There goes Caldwell again, and Spivey, I believe, for the first time. Chaotic restart. Absolutely mental. So they've managed to file themselves out a little bit. Here comes, that's Caden Smith down the inside of Pearson. He's actually run a little bit wide, gone too deep on the brakes, and he's lost another position to Max Spivey. So we now have 2 Smiths on that leaderboard. Oh, and he's gone round. So still learning his way around, particularly the right foot of this car. It's not easy to go around. I'll tell you who else is learning. Canine. He is so much further. He's up in an 8th position, which is incredible for a rookie. And he's just gone deep, and he's going to lose 1, perhaps 2 positions. Williams, who was involved in that first corner kerfuffle, is going to try and stick around the outside. And he's still holding there. 18.1 is the fastest lap now. Deep Rath sets it on the 5th lap of on the 6th lap of this race now. These two still side by side. Williams now has a look down the inside, and he is going to make the move stick, is he? Very close is what he is. Canine gives it a little bit of extra throttle, but he runs out wide. They're still side by side. A lot of people don't like this track, but you've got to give it credit where it's due. It's producing some fantastic, constant side-by-side racing when cars are able to get side-by-side. Now, he's turned in too early and ended up in the side of Williams, and they've dropped like 3 positions. Both of them. Meredith Childs, and that's coming. He's actually gone up the inside of Caldwell, and Caldwell's been compromised by that, run a little bit off. These cars still close as ever in this midfield. Mello sets the fastest lap of the race, and he's not far behind. Deep Marath will keep one eye on what's going on there at the front. But right now for 10th position, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably 9, 10, 11 cars. All within about 6 seconds of one another, let's say. Look at this, 3 abreast further back. Justin Oates has taken that position and he's gone straight off, and so has Super. Meanwhile, still remains 0.6 of a second at the front. Two cars off wide in the back. That is... actually, there's a car around. So Caldwell has half spun in the middle of the pack and managed to recover it. There's too much going on to keep up with. Your race order at the moment is Rath Mello, Greg Smith, Viss, and then Callister Goon and Donnelly Meredith Childs. And then Williams, Edwards, Pearson, Spivey, Caldwell, Turner and Hill, Super, Oates and Refalo. 20 places down on where he is in the championship. I don't know where I was going with that, but there you are, we ended up somewhere. Battle for 11th continues on as the gaps at the front have shuffled out just a little bit. About 1 second now separating Rath and Mello, and as I say that, the gap's shortened once more. That's Edwards around the outside, and he's been pushed off wide. Pushed off wide by Williams, and he's dropped a few positions out of that. It's a bit like MotoGP. The tiniest little mistake can drop you a few positions very easily. Or contact even. I think it's unfair to say that, well, at least from my eye, what I saw, that's unfair to say that that was Edwards' fault. Pearson has... Well, he had a look on Williams, he spooked him a bit, and now he's gone for a bigger move. Williams trying to drive it around the outside, and he may well get it. If he can get the run off the corner, there's two other cars tucked in the slipstream behind. That's Spivey and Edwards. Edwards looking all around for a little bit of space. Spivey now up the inside. Is he going to get Pearson? He is. Is he going to get Williams? No. So it's Williams, Spivey, Pearson, Turner, Edwards. Turner and Edwards actually side by side. Meanwhile, a little bit further back, it's Hill and Caldwell, who... Is it Caldwell? Perhaps Caldwell isn't coming up on my timing tower again, but anyway. Side by side, Turner and Edwards. Still a massive group of cars. This is a great time to get the midfield a bit more airtime. It feels like we've been focusing so much on what's happening up front. It's a little bit... The gaps are quite a bit bigger. Look at these cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 easily. And there's a car round. That's Pearson. And simultaneously, round goes his teammate at Project 4 Nissan in the Martini, Edwards. So 17th and 18th for those two. They bump into one another coming back onto the circuit. Down to 18th and 19th, those two are. Let's go back towards the first corner, and here is Caldwell looking round the outside of Turner. He is in fact not on my leaderboard. So Turner is actually in 14th, and then everyone else you've got to add one position to. This is Hill and Super. We'll check the Super cam. Deep Marath sets the fastest lap of the race out front, 17.5. 4/10 of a second separate those two. As the battle stretches on for 12th position now, the Spivey's managed to pull a little bit more of a gap. You'll see cars get to the front and then try to break away and get onto the next pack. It's 11 seconds from Spivey to Childs, 11th to 10th. And it feels like for the longest time that Viss has been challenging Smith. 5/10 of a second between those two. Oh, that's Williams and Caldwell making contact. So that's coming through turn 3, and we just caught the end of it. So easy to get too eager and end up running into someone And going through it side by side through there. Williams is not going to be the beneficiary from that. He's down into 18th position. I'll just confirm, no, the reason Matt Caldwell's come up as 21st position. Now, I wonder if there's been a pit lane error. There shouldn't have been, because I double checked that and I fixed it, but who knows, this game's silly sometimes. Donnelly past Goonan. There's a car off just ahead as well. So that's for 7th. Now Josh Hill down the inside of Cohen Turner for 12th. So I imagine Matt Caldwell's racing for position there. So he's just ahead of these two. See if he comes under investigation for that incident. This is a fantastic battle still going on. Glad you're sticking with us on this Sunday evening. It is round 5 of the Velocity Racing League V8 Supercars Championship Series. As we see further back, there's Williams and Edwards going at it. So that's now for 18th position. Rath has made a mistake. Rath has made a mistake out front, and Mello has slipped past into the lead of the race. Nicholas Gregg is now 1.2 seconds behind. So change for the lead on lap 13 here. Rath drops another position. Now, I wonder if there's a transponder issue with the... Yeah, there definitely is. There's a few issues with the control line, it seems tonight. We might have to sort that out. I'm not sure why, it's just people... It's not even through the pit lane. But, yeah. So, we'll sort out the race order probably tomorrow. So that's going to make it more interesting for us to follow. I've seen it happen to 2 cars now. There's a big block coming up here. Smith and Viss battling for what is 4th position, ignoring the timing tower. Viss finally gets down the inside and doesn't get it. So this is going to make it a little bit more interesting to figure out blue flags. There's one problem. I tell you who's gaining is Deep Wrath on Nick Mello at a... That will be quite an alarming rate of knots for that Project 4 Holden. Down the main straight now. And under brakes through the first corner. Big slide there for Wrath in the mirror. Mello's going to pull a little bit more of a gap. Now we can't get the precise gap anymore because this track's a little bit broken, just a little bit. Lee Child's going to be the first to pit, and he's going to be my guinea pig for whether or not the control line works. Well, there were a couple of others who pitted, but... Childs, who's going to return to the racetrack in 14th position, which is actually 16th position. Now, look at how close this time. We go to that rear view camera. Harrison Canine's out of the race. Wrath looking around the outside for the lead of the motor race. And he won't get it. Squeezed out just a little bit. Josh Hill's had a moment. He's off at turn number 6. In the meantime. But we'll continue on. A little bit of a bump there. It's alright, all fair. As cars start to pit. I just want to point out Nick Goonan in 10th position. He's coming into the pits now. Very well done from him. It's a really high position for him. There goes Caldwell out of the way. So these cars, this guy's doing incredible pace compared to the rest of the field. More cars pulling into the pit lane. We're at the halfway point of this one. Looking around the outside once more. He's not going to break deep enough, I don't think. And Mello will hold on to the lead for a few more corners. At least. So big contact between these two cars then, and Mello is going to stay in the lead. I was actually looking away for half a second, admittedly, when that happened, since I just got a message from my race director. And Mello into the pits. So decides to get out of the battle, which is admittedly probably cost him a fair bit of time. Nicholas Gregg is promoted up into second. This still harassing Riley Smith there. Quick replay then of what happened at turn 6. Was it? No, it wasn't actually contact. It was just kind of being forced off the racetrack just a little bit, perhaps. Although, no, he went very wide. No, on second thoughts, he went very wide. Did Murdock. And Nick Mello decided to use all the space that was available to him. We are on lap 19 of 36 here at the Ben Motorsport Park on the west layout. So Nicholas Gregg has just pitted as well, and he's gained quite a bit of time on Nick Mello, he has. Deep Marath still holding out. Donnelly's had an incident. I wonder if that's got something to do with Jack Meredith. Yes, I said it. And Refalo all the way up into 6th position, although it's actually 7th position because Rath is still out front. As Nicholas Gregg tries to get past a few lapped cars, while Pearson and Super are having their own battle. This is for, I believe, 19th. It's always difficult to be sure. Smith and Viz follow one another into the pit lane. Rath still stays in the lead, and Mello will once more inherit second. Through they come. Here's Nick Mello on the racetrack, and across he goes. Nicholas Gregg is a little bit behind. It's not that far behind. And where's Dietmar? So Dietmar is at turn number 6 right now. I'll be watching him and seeing if he makes a dive for the pit lane. He is coming up behind Max Spivey. Maybe he'll get out of it. Yeah, he does. So Rath into the pits now. Right. His pit box will be right near the front. There goes Turner. Turner and I think Caden Smith. Comes that 64 car. So for the lead of the race, there goes Nick Mello. He's got a very big advantage. Nicholas Gregg also goes past. Riley Smith also goes past. He's going to come out just ahead of Chris Viss, or just behind him in fact, with Callister not far behind either, in 5th position for Dietmar Rath. Absolute disaster. Not long to go in this race now, and I imagine it'll be a one-stop, especially considering both Mello and Gregg pitted about half distance, so that usually points to a one-stop race. They wouldn't believe their luck right now. Those two up front. Riley Smith in 3rd as well. And the Project 4 Holden boys doing very well for themselves. Same can't be said for the Project 4 Nissan boys, who are 14th and 18th, which I guess gets translated to what, 15th and 21st. Pearson, of course, on his first race back. Now, is it going to be on at the front? Well, there's a car in between these two. So just gets well out of the way, does Caden Smith, who's had a fair few drive-through penalties, I've been told. There's another one. More cars getting out of the way. Nicholas Gregg is now 3 seconds behind Nick Mello, his Project 4 teammate. As we'll keep an eye on the battle for 4th position. Riley Smith up into the podium positions. Now, he has had a lot of technical issues recently and has managed to overcome them. He said in celebration in one of our Discord chats that he finally finished a race. And he may be able to finish 2 here and end up on the podium. Where is he in the championship? I think he's a fair way down, actually. Cohen Turner, no! He's out of the race. Out of, I believe, 14th position he was in. He's doing quite well for himself and is now disconnected, unfortunately. Rath slides around the outside. He's run a little bit off track. And he's up to 3 cutting warnings for that. Oh, another one for Chris Viss as well. He's up to 4 out of 5. And so is Jack Meredith. So could we be seeing drive-throughs come in fairly soon? I wonder. We'll get the real penalty opponent up. Caleb Pearson drive-through for a jump start. So that confirms what we saw earlier with him pitting. Matthew Cowley is also out of the race. Becomes another retirement. I think all the opponent messages will come through, so just ignore some of what's on the bottom of your screen. Rath once more. And he's finally got the move done. Around the outside, and he's got up into 4th position. Maybe having this opponent thing wasn't the greatest of ideas. He just keeps coming up with a bunch of drive-through penalties that were in the past. Jack Meredith, drive-through for cutting. There you have it. So that's going to take him out of 7th position. And in he goes in the background there to serve that one. A lot of people on edge. Less than a second now between Mello and Greg. Super blue flags. I know it says that he's on I think he might be on the same lap, but there's been a problem with timing, so just let Rath pass. Donnelly and Meredith going for 7th position here. Had a little look going into turn 1, did Jack Meredith, but nothing really came of it. As he going to try and hang it around the outside to no avail. Does get a bit of a better run though. Inside line for this corner, a little bit wide from Donnelly, a little bit wider than he would have liked, but he's okay. $18 cars left in this one, so Mello, Greg Smith, Viss, Callister, Donnelly, Meredith, Refalo, Spivey, Hill, Childs, Edwards, Oates. Actually, Rath is up in 5th place now. 5th place? 4th place. 4th place. Here comes Meredith, trying to make the move on Paddy Donnelly in that Falcon, and has he got it? He has. 7th place. A lot of penalties. It appears that the cutting is, I will admit, a little bit strict. We've been taking some liberties, should we say. Rath is close to getting...
What position's Refalo in? Because he's behind me. Do I let him by or not?
Let's have a look then. Where's Refalo? Oh, these two battling for the lead of the race. So Mello and Greg side by side, and it is Mello with the lead. I've gotten so excited and quickly jumped there, and I've managed to move my leaderboard out of place. Mello remains in the lead, but looks like the battle is on between the two Project 4 Holdens. They'll be in a chat with one another. They'll be racing hard. There's a bit of a buffer back to 3rd placed Riley Smith, so... Nicholas Gregg in the slipstream, and he's going to switch to the outside. Still hanging it there, and Mello cuts him off. So no room there, son. Have to try again. Maybe he'll get a chance at turn 6, unless he can get particularly if he can get a very good exit out of here. Right, we're nearly at the end of the drive-through penalties, it seems. And we'll be back live with that particular graphic at the bottom of your screen. Nicholas Greggy switches to the outside line. See Mello switches back on him. Coming down to the last corner, they're side by side for the lead of the motor race, and has he got him? He has. Mello's going to have the slipstream. I think he's got a slightly better exit as well. Got to look to the inside. He's squeezing him all the way to the inside of the circuit. And Mello takes it back. He's had a little moment off of the curb and a little bit of contact made between Greg and Mello as they come through turn number 3 now. In the background there is one of, I believe it's Lee Childs. Matt Caldwell becomes another retirement of this race. Looking everywhere he can to get past his Holden teammate at Project 4. A little bit of a bump there. He's got the roll on him, coming down into that second last corner once more. Oh, big slide off of the curb. He almost ended up in the side of his teammate. But they've managed to keep it clean thus far. It's fantastic racing, but I tell you what, the gap to third position has been cut almost in half. 5 seconds have been taken out of that, down to 6 seconds now, that gap. What a fabulous battle this is. We're on board with Nicholas Gregg as he chases down race leader Nick Mello. There's only 5 laps to go here at the Bend Motorsport Park. And it'll be even less, one less when Mello crosses the line here, down to 4 laps. Because you know that's how racing works. Gap's opened up just a little bit. It's a very exciting battle just a moment ago for the lead of this race. So glad you could stick around tonight, on a Sunday evening. We're running a little bit over time, but never mind. That was odd. Nicholas Gregg he's gone straight across turn 7. Quickly take a look at what happened there. Yeah, you got a bit of a slide on and away. Now that was a car round, that's super round. In 14th position, spins it round, keeps going, I should say 15th. Pearson slips past as well. I was just going there to have a look at the battle between Oates and Edwards. Which is going on. Nick Mello continues to lead the race, and I have to say very deserving of that. Despite what he may tell you later on. Keep an eye on the Discord for that. Here's Donnelly on Meredith now. This is for 7th position on the track. As soon as they roll up and over these hills. It's got a little bit of elevation change, this track. Certainly this particular version. Problem for Goonan. Further back. He was doing very well before. He's now a lot further down the field. Tell you who else is further down the field is Chris Refalo. Now I wonder if he's had that timing issue as well, which I believe that I've been told is at the sector 2 point. Running off there. Donnelly down the inside and he's outbroken himself. Tried to keep it on the road, terrified of going off. Why wouldn't you be? One lap to go for Nick Mello. And Deep Marath has caught up to Riley Smith. We may be on for something in this last lap if you can get any closer. Eyeballing it, it's probably about a second, that gap. Mello will be too far back. Nick Mello anyway. It's going to be a Project 4. 1 and 2. At least the Holden side. Nick Mello, Nicholas Gregg. And you can see Riley Smith and Deep Marath a little bit further out in the background. Now Smith has got a lapped car ahead. That's Goonan. Just going to hope for his sake that he gets out of the way for this last corner. Because there is a hungry Rath there. He's looking around the outside. Nicholas Mello wins the race and Riley Smith stays on the podium. Deep Marath finishes in 4th. Chris Viss comes round last corner. The ATCC Group C champion. He's in 4th position. Paddy Donnelly picks up a drive through at the very end of the race. That's unlucky for him. Oh, spin. So spin for Donnelly. It's not what he needed at all. He's going to lose even more time. I think he's done very well to recover that. Gotten it going again and away he goes. Callister finishes in 6th and then it's Jack Meredith, Paddy Donnelly in 8th. Then Max Spivey, Josh Hill, Deep Marath, Lee Childs, Justin Oates, Edwards, Pearson, Refalo, Super, Goonan. And yeah, 20 seconds to the final time for Paddy Donnelly. So, that concludes this particular race. I think Real Penalty is going to need an investigation after this one. Tell you what else is going to need an investigation. that sector timing point. But anyway, very good win for Nick Mello, who is apparently non-existent. I mean, that's the marks he's left, but anyway, also going round in circles is Max Spivey. He's got inside the top 10 there, and Jack Meredith as well. So that concludes that race. We are back in 2 weeks' time at Hidden Valley Raceway in Darwin for the Murray Shield, as we're going to call it. It'll probably be a 3-race format. We'll see what happens. Look forward to having your company there. For now, I would really appreciate it if you did all the usual YouTube, Twitch stuff, like, subscribe, all the rest. Make sure you follow the Twitch. We're up to 53 followers right now. And we should hopefully have affiliate status by the time we come back next week. Now, for our Twitch viewers, we're going to have a bit more streaming throughout the next 2 weeks, trying to get some hours up for that affiliation status. And, of course, we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Hidden Valley Raceway is our next track. So join us then. But, in the meantime, bye for now.